The 22nd prompt of Inktober 2025 was button, and there were a few things that popped into my head for what I could do for this. I could do a jar of buttons, but I immediately shot that idea down because the thought of doing a jar of buttons all at different angles and sizes made me almost get a headache thinking about the level of concentration I would need to A, get all the buttons looking like buttons with shading, but not overshading, and B, to actually want to finish the drawing. I was thinking that it would probably end up being like the rocks in my starfish drawing, and I didn't want to spend 2 hours just drawing and shading buttons. Maybe another time? I was also thinking that I could maybe do a few buttons on a coat, but that wasn't quite hitting the level of creativity I was feeling in the moment. I could also do a button hanging by a thread, but I couldn't quite visualize how I wanted that to look. I had also thought about drawing a more cartoonish type with someone pressing a button, but didn't quite like that idea either for some reason or another, so I ended up treating the prompt like a verb and draw someone buttoning up a wedding dress. I had high hopes to start off with. The hands were turning out how I wanted to mostly, although the one in the back is a little darker than I wanted, but for once, that was mostly because of an oopsie line I made with the bride's arm instead of because of a lack of restraint with ink. It was actually the dress that had me questioning my sanity. The whole time I was drawing, I was thinking, I'm not a wedding dress designer. I'm not a wedding dress designer. There's a reason for that. How do you draw lace? Why did I pick a lace dress to draw? Eventually, I went with a looser interpretation of lace, and I don't think it turned out bad necessarily. Although I will be the first to repeat, I am not a wedding dress designer. But I will say, I tried something new. I hadn't ever really tried drawing a wedding dress before, probably because I have avoided drawing a lot of white things. And while I don't know if I will draw one again in the future, I'm really working on cementing in my brain the mentality that just because I haven't done it before doesn't mean I can't do it now. And so I want to encourage you to experiment in your art, to try something new, and to get outside of your comfort zone. I've found that that's a great way to grow in your skills and learn a little bit more about yourself in the process. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.